Guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys are staying safe. I hope everything's good wherever you guys are. So guys, we've just seen Mauricio, Lara and Leigh Wood. What a great fight. Both warriors, both put on a great show. Respect to both fighters who went in there and gave it their all. I thought it was a great fight from start to finish. Mauricio Lara obviously showing the kind of puncher he is, a massive puncher, flattening Leigh Wood. We'll come on to the stoppage in a minute, but the fight started off pretty cagey in the first round. Not much happened, and then a few shots landed in the second round. I think there was a clash. Was there a clash of heads? I think in the first or second. I think it might have been first, and that really obviously changed the complexion of the fight. I mean, Lara came out and Wood came out and he panicked a little bit, and Lara caught him with a lot of shots, and it looked like the writing was on the wall. It looked like Lara was going to take him out in the second round. But Wood, being a warrior, being a resilient guy, he bit down on his gum shield. And after that, I thought Wood started dominating the fight in the sense that I thought he was controlling the fight well. Lara was very dangerous during that period, from about round 3 to round 6 or whenever it finished. I mean, I thought Wood was doing very well. He was ahead on the cards. I thought he was boxing very well. The only problem is when you're in there with somebody like Lara, you have to concentrate and you have to do it for 12 rounds. Wood was catching Lara with some huge shots, and they were just bouncing off his chin. I had a feeling that the only way Wood was going to stop Lara is if Lara ran out of gas. And it did look like Lara, where Wood was kind of not getting to him in terms of his power, but he chipping away, he was pot shotting him. I mean, it looked like Wood was starting to take control. But Lara, he has concussive knockout power, and just one punch changed the whole complexion of the fight, and Wood was totally flattened in that 7th or 8th round. But it was a devastating left hook, and you have to credit Wood is a warrior. First, we saw that against Conlon, the fact that he even got up from that. But then a lot of people, criticizing Ben Davison. I've already seen it. I've not even seen some of the stick that he's probably going to get, but I've seen the stick that some people are giving him. Even the commentators were saying that it was too early. He should have let it go on. There was 10 seconds left. Listen, if he had let that fight go on, Mauricio Lara would have really badly hurt Wood. I mean, how the referee let that fight go on is beyond me. I mean, I don't know how the referee thought Wood was in a position to continue. I mean, how long did it take Leigh Wood to put his hands up when the referee told him to put his hands up? He was wobbling all over the place. Even after Ben Davison threw in the towel, when Leigh Wood went to the corner, he was still unsteady. He was still having to be held by his corner, and he still looked unsteady on his legs. He had another 10 seconds in there with Lara. What do you think would have happened if Lara had that 10 seconds to hit him more? And the thing is, the momentum of the fight up until that punch was in Leigh Wood's favor. All of a sudden, that momentum would have changed. Lara would have got confident. And people say, oh, well, Leigh Wood came back from that in the first round. Firstly, that was a first round, so he was relatively fresh. Wood had already taken a lot of punishment in this fight. Even though, like I said, the momentum was in his favor, he still had taken a lot of punishment. And Lara would have just got a boost. He would have got a second win from that, right? I don't think Leigh Wood would have come back from that, even if he managed to survive the round, which I don't think he would, because 10 seconds in boxing is a long time when you're badly hurt. Because I think he would have been flattened in that 10 seconds. So for me, Ben Davison saved Leigh Wood being totally flattened and out cold, in my opinion, because Lara's not a guy that you want to take chances with. Lara's not somebody you want to take a risk with. Lara's somebody that you don't want to take a risk with. That's why I think Ben Davison threw in the towel, because I think he didn't want to take that risk. He didn't want to see his fighter totally flattened. It was devastating. That was a devastating knockout. I think it was for me, it was the right decision. It was a heavy knockdown. He was flattened in that fight. I mean, he was flattened. He was out. His head was out. His eyes were back. He was in big trouble. Of course, as a fighter, after the fight, he's going to come out and say, yeah, I want to fight on. But for me, he was done. For me, it was a wrap. I mean, Lara would have damaged him in that last 10 seconds. 10 seconds, people really, in boxing, 10 seconds. I mean, 5 seconds is a lot in boxing. It's a lot. I mean, that shot, it took 1 second to land and it flattened him. So, I mean, Lara would have had somebody hurt in front of him. He would have gone forward and he would have started letting his hands go recklessly at that point, and I would have landed. He would have landed huge shots, and Wood would have been out. And like I said, sometimes those last couple of punches are the punches that you want to save your fighter from, because they can do a lot of damage. You know, I think Wood was saved from himself. Wood was saved by Ben Davison. I don't think Ben Davison should be getting stick. I think Ben Davison should be getting praise, because there's too many brave trainers that would have let that go on and probably let their fighter get totally ironed out, whereas he saved Wood from getting ironed out. Wood wasn't coming back from that. It doesn't matter what people say about Conlon or whatever. Conlon's a light puncher compared to this guy. This guy's a heavy-handed guy. You know, he's a very, very big puncher. Just look at that. When Wood was in control of the fight at that point, and he flattened him. So you can imagine how, I mean, now imagine the momentum changes and Lara's got the momentum in his favor and Wood's got a hurt fighter in there. I mean, he would have totally ironed him out. So I think the right decision. I don't think Ben Davison should be getting any stick. I think Ben Davison should be getting praised, not stick. Wood wasn't going to win that fight from that position, even if he managed to survive the round. Yes, he was ahead on the scorecards, but Lara, I mean, he had 4 or 5 more rounds to find. I mean, Wood would have that type of knockdown is a very difficult knockdown to come back from, especially at that stage in the fight when you've taken a lot of heavy shots and he's not like he was fresh at that point. He had taken a lot of punishment. He was the better boxer out the two. Lara's very wild and he can be outboxed, but I mean, it's very difficult because Wood, like I've said before, Wood's a good boxer, but he gets hit. He gets hit a lot. And when you get hit a lot, right, against someone like Mauricio Lara, it's not good. And I felt like Wood was boxing well. He was boxing well, but I think Wood needed to be a lot more disciplined, and he needed to... It's hard to do though, man. Very few fighters can fight against big punchers. I mean, it's very hard to do. Very hard to do. Very, very hard to do. I mean, Lara's a very, very big puncher. Very big puncher. And Leigh Wood's, by the way, a very tough guy. Very good chin. He's a very big guy at the weight as well. And to flatten him like that it just shows how much power he's got. Because like I said, Wood's got a good chin. He's a very big guy, so he'd be able to absorb shots a lot better than, you know, a smaller featherweight. I mean, and he absorbed his shots for majority of the fight. Yes, a couple of times he looked like they were hurtful shots, but that was a devastating punch. Right, a left hook right on the button. And to be fair, Wood caught Lara with some flush shots on the chin. Lara didn't even blink. I mean, Lara's a very tough guy. You know, and that's what impressed me, that both their durability was great. I always felt, though, there's somewhere along the way that Lara will catch him with something, especially as Wood get tired. I mean, generally, when you got boxers that have got the better reflexes, they will get tired eventually. They will give you opportunities, and Wood naturally gives you opportunities anyway, because I've seen that in other fights. You know, and against Mauricio Lara, it's not Conlon. You know, it's not someone that is a good... Conlon's a better boxer, in my opinion, than Lara, but Lara's a big puncher. So you give Lara opportunity, he's gonna find a big punch. You know, and it wasn't a lucky punch that commentators were trying to make out. It was some kind of, Eddie Hearn said a shot from the heavens. No, not really. I mean, because he's done it many times before. He's a big puncher. The only difference is that Wood was boxing well. You could say he was ahead on the cards, but you always felt that Lara had that in him to really hurt Wood. And that's what basically happened. It was a really heavy knockdown. It was a bad knockdown. Bad knockdown. But like I said, credit to both guys. They both gave us a very entertaining fight. It lasted, 7-8 rounds, but, you know, very entertaining. Very, very entertaining. But I don't think Ben Davison should be getting any stick. Not at all. Not the way Wood, what's his name? Wood was reacted, you know, got up from the knockdown. I mean, he was really badly hurt. And like I said, even well after they stopped the fight, Wood was unsteady on his legs. So would a minute made much of a difference? I feel like when they were holding him back, it was probably over a minute at that point. So even the minute that he would have had, would that been enough? I don't think so. I think Lara would have finished him off, because Lara would have caught him again with something. I don't think he would have been able. Firstly, I don't think he would have got through that 10 seconds, because I think referee was very generous in not stopping it himself. I think the referee gave Leigh Wood the benefit. I mean, he literally. I mean, I feel like maybe if that was Lara, he would have stopped it. But I think he gave Leigh Wood every opportunity to carry on in that situation. I personally think the referee could have stopped that fight. But Ben Davison, and maybe if the referee did, Ben Davison wouldn't got the stick. And if the referee had stopped it, maybe there wouldn't be so much a talking point, because he was badly hurt. But his corner doing it and Ben Davison doing it, I think he probably will get a lot more flack, because there are 10 seconds left. If the referee had stopped it, people would have said, look, he was badly hurt. I thought it was very generous for the left referee to allow that fight to continue at that point, because I think he was very, very badly hurt. I've seen far less than that, and referee stop it. You know, a referee gave him every chance, but I think Ben Davison knew that he was done. You know, and I think it was the right call. You know, I think sometimes a brave trainer is not always good for the fighter. You know, and it's good that Wood didn't say anything about him. He said, as a fighter, look, I'd like to go on. But he blamed himself. He said, I made a mistake and I paid for it, which he did. He made a mistake and he got caught, and he knew that he needed to keep boxing. See, sometimes what happens is when you're in with a big puncher and you absorb his punching power, you start to feel yourself and start to feel confident that I can take this guy's power and get over aggressive or get start to relax. And your concentration levels aren't the same, and then you make a mistake and you get caught and you get flattened. You know, when you're in with a big puncher, you have to concentrate for 12 rounds. That's why it's very hard when you've got a puncher. Very, very difficult because you have to do it for 12 rounds. You have to, and Lara, he's not just a big, heavy-handed puncher to the head. He also hits you very hard to the body. You know, and then he hit Wood with a lot of good body shots. So, yeah, for me, I think I predicted Lara would win. I thought Wood did very, very well. I actually thought at a stage that I thought Wood might go on to win this. But, yeah, Lara, you know, he's got huge punching power, and I think that showed off in the end. But, yeah, leave your thoughts, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let me know what you think of the fight. What do you think of the stoppage? And what do you think next for both guys? Do you think there should be a rematch? What do you think there should be? Leave your thoughts. Let me know what you think. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.